Hey, what is going on, guys? In this video today, we're going to be going over the brand new Fortnite update, Update 10.10. So right now, we're basically in one of those periods of time where the Fortnite community is very unhappy with the current state of the game. Obviously, this is mostly due to the mechs and how ridiculously overpowered they are, but there's some other underlying issues with the game as well. This definitely isn't the first time Fortnite has experienced a lot of negativity from its community, and it surely won't be the last time it happens either. However, as I pointed out in the video I made maybe a week ago titled Fortnite is Ruining Their Game on Purpose, we discovered that the developers basically have a set plan on what to do anytime their community is unhappy. The cycle basically goes like this. Super overpowered thing that's awful for the game gets added, everybody rightfully freaks out about it, then Fortnite nerfs said super overpowered thing, everybody is happy, and they praise Epic for correcting their mistake. Because of this well-established pattern, we expected the brutes to receive a significant nerf within the first 1 to 2 weeks of Season X. So after Update 10.01 did absolutely nothing, we were sure that Update 10.10 would save us. Although a lot of people were hoping mechs would be straight up removed from the game, that always seemed a little bit unrealistic. But a significant nerf to them also seemed like an absolute slam dunk. Especially due to the fact that so many of the most popular Fortnite streamers have been streaming other games over the past few days, and they've specifically stated that they're doing so because of the mechs. But as you'll see throughout this video, Update 10.10 was an absolute letdown that really didn't do much of anything. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So let's obviously start off by talking about the changes to the mechs contained in the update, because honestly, you could make an argument that some of these things are closer to buffs than actual nerfs. The first change is one that the development team actually told us about a few days ago. Added a targeting laser that appears as players load and fire missiles. In addition to being visible to the brute's gunner, this laser is also visible to opponents and teammates. This is to help give clarity to all players on where a gunner is aiming their rockets before they're fired. Now, the funny thing about this change is, people discovered that you can see this supposedly new laser on pictures of the brute that have been available since the very beginning of the season. So that makes it seem like this change was planned from the very beginning, and now they're trying to sell it as some brand new nerf that will help all the players that were complaining. But honestly, I don't even really care about whether it was planned from the beginning or not, because it isn't even a significant enough nerf in the first place. Will this probably be at least somewhat helpful? Yeah, I'm sure it will be. But even if you see this laser directly on you, so you know you're in trouble, there's only so much you can do about 10 rockets being fired directly at you. I think it was CypherPK who had an absolutely perfect quote about this. He said something along the lines of, how much will it really help you if Mike Tyson were to tell you that he's about to punch you in the face? I mean, sure, I guess it's better than just being totally taken by surprise, but at the end of the day, you're still definitely gonna get knocked out. Now here are the other two notable changes to the brute contained in the patch notes, and these are the ones that really make me shake my head. First off, you have brutes abandoned in the storm will self-destruct after 30 seconds, and also brutes will reappear on the minimap after 15 seconds if no player is in either seat. Now, I don't think anyone really 100% understands the spawn logic on these things, but I've heard that old brutes being destroyed cause new ones to spawn in future safe zones later in games. So what that first change means is that any brutes that players leave or don't even get picked up in the first place will now self-destruct on their own, possibly causing more to spawn later in the match. And the second change about brutes reappearing on the minimap after 15 seconds when somebody gets out of them is another change that's definitely gonna lead to more brute usage. In the past, if you got into a brute and even immediately got out of it, it would no longer show on the minimap for the rest of the game. So basically, if one got abandoned for whatever reason in a not super populated area of the map, it likely wouldn't be found for the rest of the game. But now, it'll just pop right back up on the minimap and you know someone else is gonna take it. So is it possible that we actually get some significant brute nerfs in the future? Yes, and I would honestly expect that at this point. But the fact that Epic tried to sell these super weak changes in update 10.10 as some kind of major nerf is definitely very concerning. And even if the next update is the one that implements more nerfs, which I doubt will be the case, that would mean that the brutes stayed practically totally untouched for the first 3 weeks of the season. As bad as things like the Infinity Sword and Planes were, at least they received their major nerfs pretty much right away. So now, let's get into the other major change from this update that a lot of people are not very happy with. Here it is directly from the patch notes. A Rift Zone has replaced the Mega Mall POI with Retail Row. Fiends who charge at players. Fiends may drop a weapon, consumable, or ammo upon being eliminated, but Fiends also cannot go outside the Retail Row Rift Zone. So a lot of players have very bad memories about these Fiends from when they were added to the game during Halloween and Christmas time. They were very annoying to deal with because there were so many spawners all throughout the map, and they would destroy player-built structures, make tons of noise, and basically third-party fights between actual players. Now luckily, this definitely isn't as bad as the previous times these zombies were added into the game. Since it's contained to only one town on the map, you should be able to totally avoid these zombies in about 95% of the games you play. And honestly, since these fiends grant guaranteed shield when you kill them, and also drop some powerful weapons and items, it might actually make sense to go out of your way to visit Retail Row in games where you have bad loot. However, just like we saw with Tilted Town, there will also be times where you're basically forced into Retail Row during the middle or end of the match, and that's when this becomes a little more problematic. I just don't understand why Epic would ever think that this is something that players wanted again. I seriously wonder what percentage of people were happy when they saw that zombies are back in the game, and what percentage of people were upset/angry when they saw that zombies are back in the game. My money is definitely on the second group of players being much, much larger. And as I pointed out in my video about Tilted Town, this is also disappointing because there's so many cool things they could do with these rift beacons in the old/new towns they keep adding to the game, since it's kinda part of the Season X theme. You could make the chests in the town be more likely to spawn higher rarity weapons, or make it so that when you're in the town, weapons deal 20% more damage per shot. I know those are two pretty lame examples, but they were just the first two things that popped into my head. And honestly, both are probably better than the no building, no breaking in Tilted Town and having zombies spawn in Retail Row. And the final thing I just want to quickly point out about update 10.10 is something that always makes me laugh when I see it in the patch notes. Under the performance section, they wrote, further improved performance to reduce the chance of players landing on POIs with a low level of detail. If you've watched my videos for a while, you probably understand why I think this is so funny. This has been an issue that they've been trying to fix for probably about a year at this point, and despite saying they've fixed it every couple of updates or so, it still continues to affect Fortnite players who specifically play on console. Now, admittedly, it is definitely better now than it was a few months ago, so Epic does deserve some props for that, but I just find it kind of funny that this super random issue seems to be so difficult for them to fix. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you watched the entire thing, be sure to let me know with a comment down in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts on update 10.10 and specifically the changes to the mechs and the zombies spawning in Retail Row. Be sure to leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications, do whatever the heck you want, and I will catch you guys next time.